What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Havoc Sports Podcast, episode 29. We're back after Christmas.
Christmas is here, bringing you fun. Christmas is here, spending all your money.
And
It
giving you
was,
heartbreak.
yeah, it's over. And so, we can finally, start stacking some bread.
Yeah.
We don't got to spend money for
Yeah.
a little bit. But, it's episode,
29.
yeah. And so we're going to be talking about some rookie quarterbacks here and giving them a grade and kind of not a grade, but I would say a ranking 1 through 4 with all 4 quarterbacks who've been starting most of the season. And first off, we'd like to probably start with everybody's the most knowledgeable one and everybody's knowing who he is Jaden Daniels, and he's completely turned
your favorite.
Yeah, he's completely turned his team around, and 3,303 yards, 22 touchdowns.
Yeah.
8 interceptions. So, the touchdown to interception ratio is not bad for a rookie.
Yeah, I think I gave him an A when I did the grading. And there for a little bit of a stretch, he had some mediocre numbers, some definitely rookie numbers. But you got to remember what this team was before Jaden Daniels got there. This team was bad.
Very bad.
Really bad. And, quite literally, pretty much just one player has turned this team into a not only playoff contender, but a division-winning contender.
Right, and a new coaching staff.
So,
The coaching staff, Dan Quinn coming in, hiring Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury, he wasn't a good head coach, but he's pretty offensive-minded, and he's helped Jaden Daniels take his game to the next level. And I feel like it's underrated on how. If you got a good OC, then you could take a rookie quarterback pretty far.
Yeah.
And having Cliff Kingsbury already be in the scenario of having Kyler Murray and working with other quarterbacks that have taken it to the next level, it's kind of like, man, he's doing his work with Jaden Daniels. And, coming into the season, he's already got 38 sacks. He's already taken 38 sacks, which, so that offensive line can still use some improvement. His rushing is where he's excelled.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's extending plays.
Yeah, that's his best. I think that's what he brings to the game the most is extending the play and being able to make something out of nothing is what he likes to do. And having 6 rushing touchdowns and 7 almost 1,000 yards. You got 2 more games. He's only. Caleb's played 16. He's played 15, and he's got 2 more games to only need 250 yards of rushing. It's definitely doable if he can.
He's not. I don't know. He's making a lot of the right moves, and like you said, coaching staff is so big because when you have a rookie quarterback, you got to buy in.
Oh yeah, everybody.
And to have that amount of trust in a rookie quarterback to take command of the offense, because usually a lot of times you hear like a rookie quarterback, but there's an offensive leader out there that you know, kind of brings the team together, but the Commanders just fully got behind Jaden Daniels.
Right, and he's older.
Rookie, leader, this is our guy.
Yeah. Yep,
So,
and he's well-spoken. He gives all of his credit to his teammates.
Yeah.
So he's just a guy you want on your team, especially as a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's revived Terry McLaurin's career. He had, Sam Howell thrown to him last year, I think.
I don't think Terry's ever had a good quarterback in his life.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I'm trying to think before that.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitz wasn't that great, though.
No.
There's just a lot of...
I don't think he played with RG3.
No.
He's not that old.
Maybe he got a season with Kirk.
Maybe. I don't know.
But, it was just a disaster.
Yeah, but, having a good quarterback helps, and, he's not everybody's focused on Terry McLaurin because you have a guy that can run and now pass the ball on the dime. So, moving on. Drake May.
Yep.
Only playing 11 games so far. They didn't throw him right into the fire at least.
No.
And
shoot, with how he's looked, they might as well just throw him in from the
yeah,
get-go.
Jacoby Brissett didn't have any promise, but 2,100 yards, about 2,200 yards.
Yeah.
14 touchdowns.
It's just the interceptions.
10 interceptions, but I feel like those interceptions are sometimes more of the miscommunication with what rookie wide receivers and miscommunication.
I'd say 4 of the interceptions I can count off the top of my head that were very unfortunate events.
Right.
As in a miscommunication with the receiver when he's wide open, just apparently not looking for the football, or a tip pass at the line that just so happens to fall right to. But I'd definitely like to see him clean up the interceptions because he's got about 1 a game.
Yeah. I mean, he's been sacked 29 times already.
Yeah,
you know, that's averaging about 3 sacks a game.
Surprisingly, is lower than what I would have thought.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Still not good.
No, not at all, but I feel like, you know, you're 1 or 2 positions away on that offensive line from making that, you know, 20, low 20, or maybe even in the teens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this draft could really help you make Drake May more confident. You
mean Travis Hunter?
There's no way. I hope you guys, I mean, for the sake of the Patriots, I hope you guys don't draft Travis Hunter.
I just love him. I feel like for once I'm on the backside. It's not that I don't think Travis Hunter's not good. It's that I just think you can make the claim that Will Johnson's a better corner. I'm 100% a believer in that. Okay?
Yeah.
I think Will Johnson's a better corner. I think Travis Hunter could be the wide receiver 1 of this draft, which is sadly not anything to speak crazy about. But Marcus Jones, I don't know if Patriots fans know this, but Marcus Jones is our Travis Hunter. He already plays offense and defense.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I would probably just take Will Johnson. I would love to trade back in the spot, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't think Travis Hunter's where you want to go. I mean, realistically, you want to trade back and get another offensive lineman or something on defense that can help you, like a defensive, like Mason Graham or something like that, you know? But, I mean, having another corner is nice and having another wide receiver, but I just don't know if you can play Travis Hunter and his body will be able to take playing both ways. You're going to have to play him one way, and he's going to still have to beef up. I mean, he's skinny and scrawny. He's not going to be able to hold his own against these big tight ends and stuff.
I can't remember who said it, but you look at our division. I think Travis Hunter could do some offense. I think he's better at defense, but I think he could do some package plays on offense. There is no way you can sit there and tell me that this man is going to play an entire game in which he has to man up to Tyreek Hill and turn around and get manned by Jalen Ramsey twice a year.
There's no way. And like I said, I feel like if Bill Belichick was in this scenario, he'd trade back.
Yep.
And he would draft an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman or somebody that in the mid-round or to at least top 10 that you guys would benefit you now.
And what I'm loving right now, so like we said, the whole point of this is to help Drake May. How can you help Drake May? Raiders need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Bad. They're at like pick 6. We are at pick 2. If we keep the pick through the last 2 games of the season, which is very likely, why not trade back with the Raiders? You can still get an elite level talent at 6, and you're going to get packaged on top of it.
Yeah.
I think you can get line in free agency. We really need tackles. This isn't a tackle draft. But I really think, like you said, 1 to 2 linemen, I think we're like a left tackle away from
being good,
cleaning up
that
disgusting.
Yeah. And, I mean, just to look at his rushing, I mean, he's kind of adapted to not having a good offensive line.
He's making it work.
Yeah, 389 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, which, this is only in 11 games played, like I said. So, you give him another 4 games, he's adding on 200 yards and,
Yeah.
Maybe another 1 or 2 touchdowns, and that's right up there with Jaden Daniels. And so I think his rushing side of his game is kind of underrated, and if we can get, an offensive coordinator that can run RPO options with him, and he's comfortable with running those RPO options, but at the same time, you got to have a wide receiver that, can get open off a slant. And I feel like you guys might not have that right now. So
Yeah, and I mean,
I feel like I really think that you guys could trade back and get McMillan or that Tetatoro
S6. Tetatoro McMillan. Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I think you're one. If you have a wide receiver, you go in the second round, you draft a decent tackle.
Yeah.
What else does your offense need?
Yeah, I think. Granted, this is Patriots bias. I even said it on the last episode. I think Drake May is a Josh Allen mirror. And what I mean by that is Josh Allen had a wide receiver 1 around him, solidified.
Yeah.
And it really helped Josh Allen develop to this quarterback that is an unleashed monster that doesn't necessarily need a wide receiver 1 anymore. But Stephon Diggs helped Josh Allen ease into the game so fast. All the things I see of Drake May remind me of Josh Allen.
Yeah.
We're just missing that one receiver, and I think I would love to have T-Mac or Tetro McMillan. I would also love to have T. Higgins. T. Higgins is injury prone. I get that. He's a little bit older, not too old, but giving him a chance, right? There's not going to be a huge amount of wide receiver 1s in free agency. T. Higgins can be a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
He's proved it.
I mean, you just got Jamar Chase in front
So,
of him.
yeah. So, you get a guy like that and address the offensive line, Drake May could be in a really good spot.
Right. I agree.
So,
yep. And I feel like, if Drake May would have played all season, we could be talking about him for AFC Rookie of the Year besides Brock Bowers, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, Brock Bowers might get it too. Brock Bowers is...
I mean, who else is going to win an AFC Rookie of the Year?
He's a beast.
I mean, there's not really much up there. Ladd McConkey. Brian Thomas isn't terrible.
He's had... I mean,
but I think
with the quarterback play that he's had.
Yeah, But Bowers
same with Brock Bowers. Yeah. Brock Bowers is just...
We knew he was going to be nasty.
My goodness, it's like...
He's what
Gronk
we wish Kyle Pitts
again.
was. You know what I mean? And so, but moving on. Let's move on to Caleb Williams. And if we're recording this on Friday, as always, so we got to watch...
That was a game.
Yeah, the Bears versus the Seahawks on Thursday.
Wasted a couple hours of my time.
Yeah, I wasted just an hour because I had to pull, but not very good.
No.
Caleb finished with like 150 yards, an interception that wasn't even his fault. Ruined his streak. Now the dude's got no confidence going into the last game against the Packers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was bad.
And, I watched the post-game conference, and I didn't watch the whole game because I fell asleep. But I guess towards the end of the game, he got hit hard or something like that, like on the last drive. Said he got hit in the face or got hit in the head. He had struggles getting back up, but we had timeouts left with like a minute 30.
Yeah.
And once again,
don't use them.
We're screaming at our quarterback to get the hell up, but we don't call a timeout. What are we doing? I mean, I'm so happy that our fans are waking up and chanting, sell the team.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to go back to the White Sox way back when we were little kids, maybe middle school, when they wore that frowny paper bags on their faces. We got to start doing that at our own place. We don't even look like we want to win. Like, we don't even look like we want to play. Our defense looks good.
But our offense should not be that bad.
No.
I'm going to... I don't know. Maybe this is crazy, and I'm not a Bears fan, but I did watch the game, and Caleb Williams threw a great touchdown pass that got called back for holding via whatever trash bag guard you guys decided to put out there that week.
That was like our third string.
I think he needs to rely on Rome Odunze more.
Yeah.
I think Rome Odunze is a lot better than what people think, and I think he has to keep the old veterans happy that are his wide receiver 1 and 2. And this might sound crazy. I would try to keep Keenan Allen, and I would try to move off of DJ Moore.
I've heard,
and I get that might, like, some people, oh, DJ Moore, he's our guy, he's our future, right? I get that. DJ Moore, when time matters most and the team's struggling, DJ Moore showed time and time again that he's done with this team, right? He doesn't care. He doesn't like the rookie quarterback. I mean, he's walking off the play. The play's not even over.
And I heard that he's also been kind of like a locker room cancer.
Yeah, but like when crunch time happens, Rome Odunze makes big plays. It's just DJ Moore wants the big plays.
Yeah.
And instead of a team, it's like Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb all over again.
Yeah.
Design play for CeeDee Lamb. He ain't getting the ball. This is my game winner.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
It's
I feel
messy.
like it's kind of like Rome, you're still a rookie type of thing, and I've had this team for for the last year when we were down bad. I'm going to have this team until we're up and going, and I don't know. I feel like we should keep Keenan, but at the same time, it's just he's doing good.
I just think Keenan's like
$30 million a year is not happening.
The price would have to be right.
I mean, and it's either he said I stay here in Chicago or I go back to LA. So I mean,
and like the price will have to be right, but he's just like a good old reliable.
Right.
Like I feel like he doesn't cause much issues when he's not getting the ball.
3rd down and 5.
Yeah.
Out route to Keenan Allen, open every time.
Yeah. I don't think DJ Moore's it for Chicago. I don't know where DJ Moore would go.
He's just more of a playmaking type of guy. It's
DJ Moore needs to go to a winning team.
It's like he has to get the ball in open field. He's like almost like a Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he stinks now, but DJ Moore, you give him a wide receiver screen and he'll make the play happen.
Yeah.
DJ Moore, you make him at running back, you give him the ball, he's going to find a hole and get at least 5 yards. I just don't feel like right now our offensive line is fast enough or built enough to just have those guys out there all the time and blocking for them.
And I think, now, granted, I get the NFL is a complex league and quarterback's a hard position. But when you have a rookie quarterback, and there was one play I watched where they had motioned DJ Moore out like he was going to go get a screen. And it was a design screen for DeAndre Swift that was incomplete, that was clustered, all-out blitz was coming. Why not allow Caleb Williams to make that easy dump out to DJ Moore? Because from what I saw on the screen, it looked like he was open for at least like 5-10 yards.
He's a rookie.
But you're forcing all this movement and all this junk. Like, why not just play fundamental football and try to win some football games?
We had the same issue with Justin when, the reporters would always ask him, why didn't you audible out of that play? I don't have that option, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I get told what play to run.
Yeah.
I have one other option. That other option is being near the same option, So I feel like if we're going to win games, one, you need a quarterback coach that tells Caleb Williams if your first and second read is not open with this offensive line, throw the ball away. I don't care if we get the intentional grounding. I don't care. But you taking these 67 sacks is not all on the offensive line.
Yeah.
If we're running a screen pass and it's not open, throw it on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't try to make a play happen. This isn't college ball anymore. And I'm starting to realize that after watching yesterday that, he's just trying to do too much. He realizes his offensive line's bad. Don't go out there and try to do too much. You're not playing for anything right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think too, another issue is I'm not saying all Bears fans, but I don't think Bears org or Bears fans have been behind Caleb as a leader from the beginning.
Oh, no.
When I say Washington Commanders, first things that come to mind, Jane Daniels, Terry McLaurin. When I say the Patriots, you're probably thinking Christian Gonzalez and Drake May. When I say, who we'll get into soon, if I say Denver Broncos, you're probably thinking of 3 players. You're thinking of Bo Nix, you're thinking of Cortland Sutton, and you're thinking of PS2. When I say the Chicago Bears, you're thinking
Jalen
bad.
Johnson. Yeah.
You're thinking Jalen Johnson. You're thinking DJ Moore. You're thinking
The rest are nobody.
Swift. You're thinking Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking of Caleb Williams.
No, but I also feel like it's been almost that's kind of been on Caleb's part, as in he doesn't have that leadership style to him. Like he's just kind of like a flashy guy.
But I think he needs to be.
And that's what having a good head coach is. I mean, if you have a defensive head coach, he's not going to get on your quarterback about rallying your team up. He's going to get on, your star corner, like, hey, man, you've been here for 5-6 years. Let's get these guys round up. You know what I mean? So it's just like having a head coach, not even that's offensive-minded, but just knowing that your quarterback's probably the most valuable player on your team.
Yeah.
And he needs to be spoken for is a huge part, and we don't have that.
Yeah, and I think – certain things aren't going the way during the game, and he takes his helmet off and does his little whiny thing.
That's
it
the
doesn't make you a leader.
About.
Like Tom Brady used to come over and scream at his team and tell them exactly what is wrong with them.
And Peyton Manning
at that moment. Like guys that wanted to win, quarterbacks that wanted to win, had no problem telling you the truth to your face. Why?
Yeah.
Because though you don't want to hear honesty is how you create a bond
and
in
you
a
hold
true
them accountable.
team.
That's how you have accountability. You know what I mean? If someone's held accountable, then they're going to know that they're held accountable and they're going to perform.
And I just feel like outside of maybe like Patrick Mahomes and a couple others, you really don't have that anymore.
No, and that's just something that you got to have when you're just born with. You know what I mean? Like, if you're wanting to win your whole life, you're going to want to win. But, Caleb, you can talk about wanting to win, but if you're not going to try to fix what's going on, then, if you're just another quarterback.
And, I mean, like, when you look at his stats, you look at 3,400 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, 6 picks. That looks phenomenal. Like you said, 67 sacks is awful. And a lot of those are not his fault.
No.
But the issue is how long it takes Caleb Williams to get going.
It's either that or it's how long the play develops.
Yeah.
Like it's either we're running plays that we know our offensive line's bad and then it takes forever to develop.
Yeah.
Or Caleb's not seeing the field.
Yeah.
It's one of
like
the two.
You're down 20 and then you're starting to see the Bears spark and then it's too late.
Yep.
And then you go to the next game. And you're down 20 again. And then here come the Bears on a comeback, and then the game's over.
Yep.
It's taking them too long to get
do
going.
Anything.
And Caleb Williams, I get you want to protect yourself, and quarterbacks shouldn't be running like crazy. Caleb Williams is a running quarterback. He is a scrambler. To have 479 yards, 16 games in, is kind of crazy. If I'm a coach...
0 touchdowns.
Yeah. I'm designing packages. I'm designing options, QB draws, doing what they did with Lamar early on to kind of help him become that dual threat. So then he has time to throw the football because he becomes a dual. Then you have to worry, is he going to run? Is he going to stay in the pocket?
And that's the thing is like our first game was against the Lions, Caleb Williams, 90 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did we come close to beating the Lions? Because they couldn't play his passing game as well because they knew he would roll out and run the ball for a first down.
Yeah.
Why are we not telling him to do that more? I understand you don't want to get hit. I don't even care if you get the first down.
Yeah.
Run 5 yards.
You can get down early.
Make them know that you can run the ball.
Yep.
And I feel like at this point, he's the number 1 pick. We got to protect him. He's our franchise quarterback. No. Let him do what he wants to do. Let him run the ball if he feels like he has to run the ball. Let him just play football.
Because you even see guys like Geno Smith.
He's running.
That. He's not a scrambling quarterback by any means, but he brings that threat of you can't just leave him open because he will scramble to pick up a first if that's what he needs to do.
Yeah,
Patrick
100%.
Mahomes, not
Russell
a scrambler.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson, not a scrambler, but these guys will move outside of the
4-10
pocket
yards.
if need be. Now, you had a few exceptions. You rarely saw Peyton Manning. You rarely saw Tom Brady get out of pocket. But again, if it was open for them to go and get yards, they'd go do it.
Right. And that's the thing is, like you said, just open the playbook, let them play football, and hopefully this next year we'll figure out the whole coaching scenario. I think if we draft a head coach, as soon as we get a head coach, it'll let you know if we're going to be good next year.
I think watching you guys grab head coaches is the equivalent to watching Patriots draft wide receivers.
Yeah, it's non-existent.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah, it is. And with Caleb, he's going to be good. We've seen that. He's shown the flashes. Yeah. He's going to be great.
Yep.
But are you going to support him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Are we going to fire our GM after next year because he can't build an offensive line, and then all of a sudden the next GM wants to have his own players, and they're just like, this is GM we have now.
Yeah.
He didn't want Justin in there because he didn't draft him. That's what he said. He's not our type of guy. I didn't draft him.
Yep.
So, it's just a repeating process. But, as a Bears fan, you get it. Moving on to Bo Nix. 3,235 yards, 22 touchdowns,
yep.
11 interceptions,
yep.
22 sacks, which is dang good for having 15 games played. That means you're taking about 1 sack a game.
Yep.
352 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. Not a bad, but not good in my eyes.
Yeah.
I think he could do better.
I feel like his interceptions come in like bulk. Like he throws like 3 in a game, 4 in a game.
Yeah.
And like we talked before the podcast, I'm pretty sure, if not, I'm dang close, but I remember seeing a statistic when they were playing the Chargers that said against winning teams, they are 1-5, and against losing record teams, they're undefeated.
Yeah.
So you are beating the teams you need to beat, but that doesn't necessarily mean
you're over the hump.
You're good. You're managing. Sean Payton is doing exactly what he needs to do with Bo Nix. You really have those stinker games.
Yeah, and the thing is with 22 sacks, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, you're not getting sacked, but where's the yardage?
I
Where's
think
the
that run
touchdowns?
game sucks.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's kind of because like we know when you have a bad run game,
just like
pass
the Bears
game also sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would honestly, I don't know how you would get it, but Ashton Jeanty on this team would be. You finally get rid of Javonte Williams.
He's a cowboy, dude.
But I don't know. Like Bo Nix, he's not terrible. He's not gonna win an MVP in my odds.
Right.
He's a great manager. It's what he does. He's old. For a rookie quarterback, definitely old. So
yeah.
I feel like this is a case of he was definitely the most ready to go into the NFL because
I feel like his ceiling was a little lower than everybody's, knowing that, he's 24 years old or whatever he is. So, but to end the episode off, we're going to rank these guys 1 through 4. And I want to rank these guys 1 through 4 as in not this season's performance, because we kind of already know, Jayden Daniels is taking it over for the NFC and AFC. It looks like, Bo Nix is just because Drake May hasn't played the whole season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I want to rank these guys 1 through 4, just going off future reference. You know what I mean? Like, who do we think is going to be the most successful off their rookie season? It's kind of hard to base now, just because some of them are
into the future. Yeah.
But just how we base them just off their gameplay this season, how we think they're going to do the rest of their careers, or at least in year 2. I'm going to start out. We can start out with 4. We'll start out the bottom. I'm going to go. We kind of already gave this one away. I think we both did. I did. Bo Nix.
Yeah.
I think his ceiling's the lowest here. The Broncos are going to always have a good, stellar defense, but statistics wise, I think Bo Nix is going to have the least amount of stats between these 4 quarterbacks.
And he's a manager. It's not like we're sitting here saying that Bo Nix is just god awful. He's a manager. He plays his role well. Beat the bad teams and get into the playoffs.
Yep. Play the good teams tough.
It's simple like that. So it's not like we're sitting here saying that Bo Nix is just this trash quarterback. He's a very average, a very game manager-esque, so the stats don't fly off the paper at you.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. He is a 4.
Yeah. Number 3, which this one's probably going to be mixed for all of us.
Yeah, this is where we get mixy here.
Yeah, I think number 3, going into it, I mean, looking at the teams that they're going to have in near the future, I think for me, Jane Daniels. And I want to say this, clarifying, injury-wise, I think Jane Daniels is going to take a beating on how his size is. Terry McLaurin's getting up in age. He's 29 years old now. With the Commanders' luck at quarterback, I just don't see Jane Daniels being successful. Yeah. I mean, I just think that they're going to run his wheels off, just like they did with RG3.
I will agree with you, as in having Daniels at 3 for a slightly different reason. Like you said, in the future, like we said, we don't know what's going to happen in the future, but we do know people that are getting closer to retirement. And without Terry McLaurin, I think this whole season's a dump. But look at their division and the strength of their division. That, outside of the Giants, because they suck, ever-living trash baggery. Outside of them, the Cowboys are usually always competitive, and the Eagles are usually always very competitive. It's very rare that 3 teams in a division go to the playoffs. I think the Cowboys, granted this season was kind of weird, I think the Cowboys with Dak and probably with Ashton Jeanty are a better looking team offensive and defensively than the Commanders. And I think the Eagles are a better offensively and defensive team than both. So most times than not, the Commanders with the good record will be the 3rd best team in their division.
Right.
And that's usually not going to get you into playoffs. It's rare.
Right. And I think with my decision there, it could be interchangeable for me. I mean, Caleb Williams is right there with Jayden Daniels, and I think you could put him at 3 as well, just because of the fact that he's on the Bears.
Yeah.
There's no Bears quarterback that's admitted to be, holy cow, this quarterback's so good, I'd take him on any team. You know what I mean? So I could put Caleb Williams at 3 as well. It kind of goes either ways, but I just think with the Commanders' history of quarterbacks and, like you said, division and Terry McLaurin's age, Jayden Daniels' career could very well be a 3-4 year stunt and be gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but at 2, I put Caleb Williams there. Yep. But like I said, it's interchangeable with Jayden Daniels.
Those two are very close.
Yep. But with Caleb, I just feel like, we know what his problem is now, and that's offensive line. So I feel like if our GM is smart, we're just going to build the offensive line until there's no offensive line positions left. You know what I mean? And so with Rome Odunze already being there, having a future wide receiver 1, DJ Moore on a 3-year extension still after this year, which you said that we could get rid of him. I personally, it doesn't matter. I like Rome Odunze, Keenan Allen being there. I think we do extend Keenan Allen for another year or 2, but it's got to be for the right price. I think Caleb's right now situation is good for the next 3 years. But after that, when he starts hitting that contract terms and, the Bears maybe not building around him the way he wants to, that could, hold a roadblock in his future, I guess.
Yeah. I have Caleb at 2. It's like neck and neck. If you tell me Jayden Daniels is 2, I'd say yeah. If you tell me Jayden Daniels is 1, I'd still probably say yeah. It's very interchangeable. Caleb is very similar to Jayden Daniels, which is why I have them at 2 and 3. When they were 4 and 2 to start the season, they were last in their division. Last. Like, not 3 good teams in the division. We're talking 4 and 2, and you're still the 4th best team. You're not making the playoffs in the 4th seed of your own division.
Right.
And you're 4 and 2. Like, that division, honestly, now is probably the strongest division that we have in the NFL. And, it's not going to get any easier. It's a lot of young talent still there.
Yeah, the thing is why I put Caleb at 2 is just because, the Vikings, you don't know their quarterback scenario yet. You don't know if they're going to extend.
They better keep Sam Darnold.
You don't know if they're going to extend Sam Darnold, or you don't know if they're going to start J.J. McCarthy and ride the J.J. McCarthy train. Yeah. So you don't really know that scenario. Justin Jefferson's there for another 4 or 5 years. That's going to suck. But, Lions are the Lions. Green Bay Packers, they're impressive this year, but I feel like at some point the Green Bay Packers are going to have a fall off. So I just think Caleb will put us over the hump of being a good team.
I think Caleb, too, like you said, we've seen flashes. Caleb Williams has the talent to be able to bail you out of games by himself. He just needs the right coaching talent to help him understand how to bail out of these games.
Right. And I think, going into one, it's the reason why Drake May is my one is just because the organization he's in. You know what I mean? It's, they know they messed up one time, after Tom Brady. They're not going to mess up a second time. You know what I mean? And I think with me, you're asking all the franchises, what have they done to build their quarterback's relationship with the franchise and, get better performance on the field. It's just, you're already basically telling Drake May that, you're our face of the franchise. Yeah. And, I think Drake May's, the way he just handles himself is he just looks very professional. And, he could be a guy that could end up being a top 10 quarterback, top 5 quarterback in the league, just depending on how healthy he stays.
Yeah, so you're about to get some Patriot biasness here, and I hope you guys enjoy this. Since the draft, since we started doing mock drafts last year, I said that from the film I watched and from what I saw, I prayed that Jaden Daniels would go 2 because I thought Drake May was the best quarterback out of this draft class. And I got called crazy a lot. I still think Drake May is the best quarterback in this draft class. He makes unbelievable plays. He's just got the knowledge. Like, it's already there. He's understanding how things flow. And what I can appreciate, and though it failed miserably, is a GM and head coach who are understanding of the needs and trying to go get them. Right. What you saw after Drake May got drafted was a wide receiver, tackle, wide receiver, guard. Right there. Desperate needs that the Patriots needed. Did any of them hit? Not really. But it's the fact that they're trying to hit on these. Right. They're finally drafting positions of need with an understanding of, we saw what Mac Jones went through, and I still don't blame Mac Jones. But Mac Jones had nothing, and they refused to help Mac Jones in any way possible that they could.
Yeah, they didn't.
So
they gave him juju, right?
Yeah. Yeah. The organization's behind Drake May. I think he's making the plays. We have been way too close to winning games against playoff teams for my own comfort. I think in a couple years, Drake May could definitely be a top 5 quarterback. He's always, it's like watching a veteran play and he's 20.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 20 years old, and it's like watching a guy that's been in the league for 5 years.
But yeah, that's our episode 28. Rookie quarterbacks.
29.
It's 29. Are we gonna do a giveaway on 30?
I'd be down to do a giveaway.
We'll figure it out. We'll do something on Instagram. Yeah. I was gonna say it's. I feel like
know.
Yeah, we'll let everybody know.
Yeah.
Not John Rosas. He won last time.
We don't pick back-to-back winners.
No. But that's episode 29. We appreciate all the support, guys. Yeah. Give us some feedback on what you guys think on the rookie quarterbacks. Maybe you guys disagree with our rankings or disagree with what we had to say about them. We're always welcoming the feedback. But
even if it's harsh.
Yep. And we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.